Electrification has reached all kinds of vehicles, and today I'm here at the Ashok Leyland testing center to test the IeV 3 and the IeV 4, Switch's latest electrified LCVs. You join me at a bucket list moment. I've driven a lot of cars in life. Something I've always wanted to do was drive a commercial goods carrier, and I'm not joking on this one. And here I am. I can immediately tell you that it's a bit bouncy. That is even after the 1.2 ton ballast on the back, but their suspensions are tuned to carry high loads. This particular IeV 3 is designed to carry a load of 1.2 tons and its claimed range is of 140 kilometers. So clearly a very city-specific goods carrier. What it does have is a sport mode, which of course is giving it more acceleration. If I put it on drive, it becomes a little more docile to drive. Now it does have regenerative charging. That's basically every time I brake or let off the throttle, it starts to charge itself again, like any other electric road car. So the only thing that I'm missing right now in this Chennai heat and air conditioner. Now that's, I suppose, understandable to a certain extent because that would heavily impact the range of the vehicle. But otherwise, surprisingly, this is a very simple vehicle to drive is what I observe. I've had no training whatsoever in a commercial vehicle and I've already gotten to grips with it, and that's quite a good thing. Alright, now time for the IeV 4, and this is the larger of the two, has a payload capacity of 1.7 tons and a range of 130 kilometers as claimed by their brochure, although the company does claim that it can go much more. This thing also is carrying an almost 1.2 ton ballast or load on the back to keep the vehicle more grounded on these bumpy patches. It is clearly limited to 60 kilometers per hour. I am unable to go faster than that, but frankly, I don't even want to. This IeV 4 actually has a very decent cabin. It's got dual tone interiors, these soft touch leather steering wheel, not leather, but some soft touch steering wheel. I am starting to enjoy this now. Oh no, it's not limited to 60. I think the moment you put sport mode, it goes more than 60. Now, as per the company, this too has a 0 to 80% charging time of 55 minutes. If you're using a 16 ampere charger, it'll probably do about 8 hours in charging time. And if you are using a 32 ampere charger, it'll probably take about 4 hours in charging time. So what I'm doing is now going up a 10.2 degree gradient hill, and I'm going to demonstrate its hill stop start assist. So now that we have come here, I've put the brake on. I'm going to release the brake and the car is going to hold itself. I don't know why I called it a car, but if I release the brake, but after 5 seconds, it will automatically start rolling back. If I needed to stop for longer, I just press the brake again and it will hold itself. Now if I want to go, I put it on S mode because it's a 10.2 gradient hill, and I just press the accelerator and go. What I'm about to demonstrate to you now is its maneuverability. And frankly, it's an extremely maneuverable vehicle. Turning radius seems quite short. It is very short. I can just go around in circles in a very small circle right now. And this is where I think this electric power steering really comes into play, because it makes turning at tight spaces, even at low speeds, so easy. The way I understand it, I think it's extremely important for a light goods carrier to have good maneuverability, primarily because they have to go through docks, basements, loading bays, offloading bays, which can be situated in very small places also. And power steering and the short turning circle makes it very easy. So let me show you an interesting feature about the IeV4. It's called the folding handbrake. It sort of shows the Switch has learned about the people who drive these vehicles. Let's imagine you are at a grocery store and you drive one of these. You pull the handbrake up so that the vehicle doesn't move, but you also want to now sleep here. You can't because this handbrake is in the way. What you can do as a part of the folding handbrake, pull this lever out, put it down, the handbrake is still engaged and I can now just lie down and sleep. And to disengage the handbrake, I just put it up, press and bring it down, and the handbrake disengages. Apart from all this, owners can also track the vehicle status using an app. It will give its range analysis, geolocation and some more details. But the most important thing for the buyers of these LCVs would be the peace of mind of owning it and the running costs. For peace of mind, Switch offers a 3-year and 1.5 lakh kilometer warranty on the vehicles and a 5-year and 1.5 lakh warranty on the battery itself. As for cost savings, I sat down with an engineer from Switch to understand and compare the difference between the costs of the IVs and their ICE counterparts. We calculated that the IeV3 runs at about 5.5 kilometers per unit of electricity consumed. Its diesel counterpart will run about 14 kilometers per liter, giving it a 600 kilometer range with a 40 liter tank. So with simple calculation, 600 divided by 5.5 gives us 109 units of electricity needed to cover 600 kilometers. Giving at 12 rupees per unit, it gives us a cost of approximately 1300 rupees to run an IeV3 for 600 kilometers. An equivalent ICE vehicle would be about 3600 rupees to fill the full tank to run 600 kilometers. The savings, approximately 2400 rupees. Similarly, the IeV4 runs about 5 kilometers for per unit of electricity consumed. Its diesel counterpart returns about 12.5 kilometers per liter, giving it a 625 kilometer range with a 50 liter tank. So, once again, using the same calculation, we get that 125 units are required for the IeV4 to cover about 625 kilometers. Again, at 12 rupees per unit, the cost is 1500 rupees to run 625 kilometers, whereas its diesel counterpart with its 50 liter tank would take about 4600 rupees to fill up fully. The savings this time are 3100 rupees. The difference in the cost is compelling. So, where's the hitch? Well, it's the price. The IeV3 starts at a little over 12 lakhs and the IeV4 starts at a little over 15 lakh rupees. That's over 60% more than their diesel counterparts. And in our calculation, these vehicles would have to run approximately 1.3 lakh kilometers to recover the purchase cost. So that was our review of the Switch IeV4 and the IeV3. I had quite a good day understanding these two vehicles. I hope you had a good time watching this video as well and you understood the intricacies of an EV and an ICE LCV and the differences in their costs. What do you think about EV LCVs? Do let us know in the comments below. And what other vehicles do you think should follow the route of electrification in our country? Do let us know in the comments.